Hello children, welcome to social science class. In the previous class, we learnt about what do you mean by rocks and what are the various types of rocks we learnt about it. And we saw that rocks have different colors, size and texture, and we saw three major types of rocks that are about igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. And you all learned that igneous rocks are known as primary rocks too, because it is the starting stage of the rock, so it was called as primary rocks. And we saw the two types of igneous rocks, that is about intrusive rocks and extrusive rocks. So here today we are going to learn about that rocks are very useful to us. The hard rocks are used for making roads, houses and buildings. So you use stones in many games. For example, 7 stones, hopscotch, 5 stones, and these are the games which are included, that stones are included in it. So I hope that you all know these games. So find out some more such games by asking your grandparents, parents, neighbors, etc. So what you can do, you can ask your grandparents so that the grandparents may tell you so many games the stones or rocks are used in it. Okay. And another thing is about, here are the 2 monuments. They have written, they have stuck the monuments and they have written what kind of stone they have used for that particular monument. So here is the work for you, that you have to take 2 monuments from our country, that is about India, and you have to find it out what kind of stone has been used to build the particular monument. Now, you will be surprised to know that one type of rock changes to another type under certain conditions in a cyclic manner. So, this process of transformation of the rock from one to another is known as the rock cycle. So, here today we are going to learn about the rock cycle. So, here you can see the conditions, the changing conditions in a cyclic manner. So here from start, as I'm showing the picture, you can see the volcano that comes out, the magma comes out of the volcano. So as we saw in the previous class, when the magma comes out due to the cool temperature, so it will become the igneous rocks. So igneous rocks are of 2 types. So when the magma comes out of the volcano, it gets cool and it will become the extrusive igneous rocks. But sometimes the magma will cool inside the earth's surface and it won't come outside the volcano, so that it stay inside and it will become the intrusive igneous rocks. So for this is the example for the igneous rocks, and the main example for the igneous rocks is of you can see the basalt rock, as you can find it in the Deccan Plateau, and you can see the grinding part like granite, that is also another example for the igneous rocks. So here when the igneous rocks formed, how are these sediments formed? For example, when the rocks roll down, or when it cracked with each other, or when it hit with each other, you can see the small particles flying over there, right? So here these particles are very smaller in size, so that it will form as a sediments. So later on what will happen, it will be transported and deposited by the wind and water. So as we learned in the previous class, how it can be transported from one place to another place by the wind, and how can it deposited in such place by the water, isn't it? So here these sediments are smaller particles which can be transported or deposited under the sea or in one place, and due to the compression and the hardened, the layer of the rock will become sedimentary rock. So later on what happened, so here is the example for sedimentary rock is of sandstone. So later on what happened, this igneous rock and this sedimentary rock, what it will do, it will change into metamorphic rock. How it will change? Due to the great pressure and heat, it will become the metamorphic rock. So after that, later on what will happen, this metamorphic rock again in the cycle, it melts and it will become the volcano, and then the magma comes out, so that the rock cycle will be going on rotating. So here the thing is given here. So you have already learnt when the molten magma cools, it solidifies to become igneous rock. So these igneous rocks are broken down into smaller particles that are transported and deposited to form sedimentary rocks. So when the igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to heat and pressure, they change into metamorphic rocks. So the metamorphic rocks, which are still under great pressure, melt down to form the molten magma. So here the transformation of the rock cycle has been done. So this molten magma again can cool down, and it will goes on like igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. Here rocks are made up of different minerals. So we all know that the minerals are naturally occurring substance which have certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. So here minerals are very important to humankind. So as we are the humans, we are using the minerals in such a way, like some are used as fuels. For example, the coal, natural gas and the petroleum and all we are getting from the fuel side. And another one, these minerals are also used in the industries. How, in which way? They'll be taking the iron, aluminium, gold, uranium, etc. Not only in these things. So minerals added in the medicine as well as in the fertilizers. So why this the minerals has been used in the fertilizers? To make the plant to grow. Now kindly take out your NCERT lead school book in the same thing. In page 11, so you can see about the explanation about the rock cycle. So here the rock change their form over time. So here we all know that the rock may not have the specific shape, size or right texture. So it will be going on changing it. So you can see with the rock cycle, you can see the changes over there. The igneous rock, it will change into sediment, and the sedimentary rock may change into metamorphic, and again from the metamorphic it will comes out of a volcano with the magma, right? So here you can see the changes over there under this cyclic manner. So with the effects of cooling, weather, deposition, heat and pressure. So this cyclic process of change is known as the rock cycle, and you can see it below. Then the next thing is we are going to learn about the minerals. So here you all know that minerals are the substance that make up the rocks. So rocks are inconsistent mixture. What do you mean inconsistent? It doesn't have any specific shape or anything. It will go on change. That is known as inconsistent mixture. So when they are ground or melted, what will happen? We will get a pure substance called minerals. So rocks can be made up of 2 or more minerals. For example, here they are given, the marble is mainly made up of 2 minerals. What are they? Calcite and graphite. So here you can see with the example. So the marble can be of 2, it consists of 2 things, that is of 2 minerals. Calcite is another name, we'll tell it as calcium carbonate, which is used in the cement. So that is a material which is used in the cement. And another one that is about graphite, it is the material that is used in the penicillin. So these are the 2 things that are used in the marble. Now let us see the uses of minerals. So here minerals are very useful to all living beings. So first point, it is about the humans need minerals like calcium, zinc and magnesium to keep their body healthy. From calcium, from where we get? We'll get the calcium from the milk, and the zinc and magnesium we'll get from fruits and vegetables. So here when the minerals were added to the fertilizer to grow a plant in a healthy way, so when we intake it, we also will keep our body healthy. Then plants use minerals to help build their cells and to grow. So importantly, plants need the minerals, isn't it? To build their cells as well as to grow. Then the third point, a mineral called fluoride is added to the toothpaste. So why it was added? So what was added to the toothpaste? Fluoride, and it makes the teeth stronger, right? And the next point is about copper is used to make wires, coins, pipes, etc. So here you all have seen the wires, the electric wires. When you cut the wire, you can see the copper wire inside it, isn't it? Same like that, it was added in the coins, pipes, etc. So next is about diamonds. So here diamonds are also minerals. They are used to make jewelry. So you all know that. So in the jewelry, the earrings, studs, everything have made by in the diamonds, right? They have included the diamond stones there. And it was very precious. Like then minerals like iron are also used in construction. So here the iron are used to construct the building, like it will give the support to the building, isn't it? So you all know that not only for building roads or bridges or dams, whatever it is, they'll use the iron or strong iron to construct those things. Okay. So today as we learnt about the rock cycle and we learnt about the minerals, uses of minerals. So with this you need to do this practice question 5, that is about you have to fill in the table below to describe different types of rocks and how they are formed. So here they have given in the column. So first you have to write the 3 types of rocks. What are the 3 types of rock? Igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. Then you have to find out how it is formed, and then you have to write what are the examples for that particular rocks. So this is the table given for you, and here you can see what is the difference between extrusive and intrusive igneous rocks. So in the previous class I have taken what is the difference between the extrusive and how it is formed. From that you can write the difference between the extrusive and intrusive. Then the next question about igneous rocks are also called primary rocks. Why? So you all know the igneous rocks is also called primary rocks. Why it was named as like that? Because it is the starting stage that which formed from the magma, so it is also called as primary rock. Okay. Then filling the blanks. So you have to read the fill-ups and you have to write the answer for that and list any 2 uses of minerals. So here you saw 6 uses of minerals. From that you can write any 2 things. Then GR thinks that rocks and minerals are the same. So did you find that rocks and minerals are the same? Do you agree with that? If not, why and why not, you have to mention. So these 5.2, 5.3, 5.5 and 5.6, whichever I have ticked, you have to write it in the note which you have allotted for that. So you can write it in the homework side. So these 4 questions can be written in your homework side part, and this fill-ups and this table can be filled up in the book itself. So today's homework is about you have to draw the life cycle which is given in your book, that is of NCERT book. Just draw this. Use color pencil and sketch to make your drawing better. So take a A4 sheet and draw this rock cycle with using the color sketch and color pencil. So that looks very attractive. And then I told you to collect the 2 other monuments. Don't stick the same monuments which is there in the book. Find it out some more monuments. There are so many monuments in India. So you have to pick it out 2 other monuments and stick it in a paper and write what place it is and what is the sand used for it. So just stick it in your A4 sheet, this monument and the rock cycle in your scrapbook, and do the homework, that is about practice question 5 as your homework. Thank you, dear children.